Christmas dinner at the Harrison estate was always a production. Crystal glasses clinked, silver gleamed, and success was served alongside Mom's perfect turkey. The annual competition of achievements was already in full swing before the first course. Made partner last month, my sister Victoria announced, adjusting her Cartier bracelet. Youngest in Morgan Stanley's history. Wonderful, darling. Mom beamed, pearls catching the chandelier light. And James just closed that merger in Dubai, didn't you, dear? My brother-in-law straightened his Hermès tie. $2 billion. Largest deal of the quarter. I sat quietly at my usual place, the far end of the table away from the spotlight. My simple black turtleneck and lack of designer logos made me practically invisible in this crowd. Just how I liked it. And what about you, Catherine? Dad's attention turned to me, his tone carrying that familiar mix of disappointment and concern. Still with that computer thing? The table went quiet. All eyes turned to the family disappointment, 32 single, and apparently wasting my Stanford degree on coding. Something like that, I said, checking my phone. 6:58 p.m. Almost time. Victoria sighed dramatically. You know, there's an analyst position open in my department. Perfect for someone who needs a fresh start. I'm good, thanks. I took a sip of water, hiding my smile. Catherine, dear, Mom set down her fork. Don't you think it's time to get serious? Join a real company? Your sister could help. I finished checking my phone again. 6:59 p.m. I appreciate the offer, but I'm doing fine. James snorted into his wine glass. Fine? Living in that tiny apartment, working from coffee shops? That's not exactly success in this family. Dad nodded sagely. The Harrison name means something in this city. We have standards to uphold. 7 p.m. Right on schedule. My phone buzzed. Speaking of standards, I said, standing up, would anyone like to see what I've actually been working on? Victoria rolled her eyes. Another app? Or is it a website this time? I walked over to the massive TV mounted above the fireplace, where CNBC played quietly in the background. With one tap on my phone, the channel changed to Bloomberg News. Breaking news, the anchor announced. In what's being called the tech revelation of the decade, the mysterious founder of quantum industries has finally stepped forward. The turkey knife slipped from Mom's perfectly manicured hands. Catherine Harrison, age 32, has been revealed as the CEO behind the $95 billion quantum computing empire. Sources confirm that Harrison has been operating in complete anonymity for the past 6 years, building what experts now call the most advanced technology company in the world. That's impossible, Victoria whispered, her partner title suddenly feeling very small. The screen filled with my official photo, taken in my real office, the one that made the Morgan Stanley trading floor look like a cubicle farm. Harrison's quantum computing breakthrough has revolutionized global finance, with major institutions paying billions for access to her proprietary systems. James choked on his wine. Billions. Actually, I turned to face my stunned family. That number's a bit low. We crossed the 100 billion mark this morning. Mom's hand flew to her pearls. But you work in coffee shops. You mean the coffee shop chain I bought last year? I smiled, pulling up the ownership documents on my phone. I like to work from different locations. All 112 of them. 6 years, Dad managed to say. You've been running this for 6 years? While you were counting Victoria's bonuses? I projected my company's global holdings onto the dining room wall. I was counting data centers. That computer thing you mocked? It's now worth more than every company this family has ever touched. The Bloomberg broadcast continued. Quantum Industries' revolutionary AI systems are reportedly integrated into 80% of global financial networks. Harrison's personal net worth is estimated at $28.4 billion. Victoria's Cartier bracelet suddenly looked like costume jewelry. James's $2 billion deal felt like pocket change. Dad's banking empire seemed quaint. That tiny apartment you mentioned? I turned to James. It's the penthouse of a building I own. Actually, I pulled up another document. I own most of this block now. Including this house. This house. Mom's voice cracked. But we've lived here for 30 years. And now you're living here because I allow it. I checked my watch as more notifications poured in. The property deed transferred to Quantum Industries this morning. Merry Christmas. The sound of helicopter blades filled the air outside. Right on schedule. That would be my ride, I said, gathering my things. Board meeting in Tokyo. We're announcing some acquisitions tomorrow. Victoria, you might want to check which banks. The helicopter appeared over the snow-covered garden, my company's logo illuminated against the night sky. The quantum processors that had made me billions gleamed on the side, casting blue light through the dining room windows. Wait. Victoria stood, her designer dress rustling. You can't just drop this bombshell and leave? I smiled, watching as my security team appeared in the doorway. Actually, I can. And I have a quantum computer worth more than this neighborhood to catch. The turkey grew cold on the table, forgotten like all their assumptions about their little sister who played with computers. Catherine Ann Harrison. Mom's voice trembled with a mixture of shock and desperation. Sit down this instant. I paused by the doorway, savoring the moment. For the first time in my life, Mom's command carried no weight. The crystal glasses rattled as my helicopter hovered closer, its quantum-powered engines humming with more authority than any family dinner mandate. You know what's interesting? I turned back, running my finger along the antique sideboard. This mahogany piece, the one you always bragged about at your charity galas? It's a replica. The original is in my Tokyo office. Mom's face went pale. That's impossible. It's been in the family for 3 generations? I pulled up the provenance documents on my phone's holographic display. The real one was sold in 2019. I bought it last year. Just like I bought the banking software your empire runs on, Dad. Dad's fork clattered onto his bone china plate. What are you talking about? Quantum financial systems? I smiled as recognition dawned on his face. Your state-of-the-art trading platform? It's powered by my technology. Every transaction your bank processes goes through my quantum servers. Victoria's perfectly composed face cracked. But Morgan Stanley's systems. Also mine, I cut her off. That partner title you're so proud of? You've basically been my middle manager for the past 3 years. The Bloomberg broadcast continued its revelation. Quantum Industries' neural networks control an estimated 65% of global financial infrastructure. Sources say Harrison's quantum processing technology is decades ahead of competitors. Decades ahead, James muttered, his $2 billion deal suddenly seeming very small. All those times you asked about our trading systems. I was checking on my investment, I nodded. Though, investment might be the wrong word when you own the entire infrastructure. The dining room wall continued displaying my empire's reach, data centers spanning continents, quantum processors reshaping global finance, AI systems that made their cutting-edge technology look like pocket calculators. But you live so simply, Mom whispered, staring at my plain black turtleneck. This. I touched the fabric. It's made from quantum-aligned fibers. Cost more than your car. The technology alone is worth 9 figures. Dad stood up, banker's instincts finally kicking in. Now see here, Catherine. As your father. As my father? I laughed, the sound echoing through the suddenly silent room. Like when you told the family trust manager not to waste money on my computer hobby? That hobby now generates more revenue in a day than your bank does in a year. The helicopter's searchlight swept across the dining room windows, casting long shadows over their shocked faces. Remember last Christmas? I continued, pulling up old text messages. When you all laughed about my cute little startup? The messages floated in the air like accusations. Real businesses don't run from coffee shops. When will you join the actual financial world? At least Victoria understands real success. While you were sending these, I projected my company's latest earnings report. I was building the system that now controls your actual financial world. Every trade, every transaction, every dollar you're so proud of, it all runs through my quantum processors. Victoria's phone buzzed. The CEO of Morgan Stanley, she whispered, staring at the screen. Probably about tomorrow's announcement. I checked my watch. Quantum Industries is consolidating its financial partnerships. Only the top firms will retain access to our systems. The color drained from her face as she realized what that meant for her precious partner title. Your annual bonus? I continued. My company makes that in about 40 seconds. James stood up, straightening his tie. Surely we can discuss some kind of family business arrangement. Like the arrangement you suggested to my early investors? I pulled up another document. Those calls you made, warning them away from my amateur operation? They're all my employees now. The ones who listened to you got fired. The ones who didn't, well, they're billionaires. Mom's pearls clicked as she swallowed hard. Darling, we were just trying to protect you. Protect me. I activated another holographic display, showing my personal portfolio. My net worth increases by more than your entire estate's value every hour. Who exactly needs protection? The security team moved forward, their quantum-enhanced earpieces glowing softly. Ms. Harrison, my chief of security, spoke quietly. Tokyo is waiting. Of course, I gathered my things. Oh, and Dad? About your bank's quantum computing project. He looked up, hope flickering across his face. Yes. It's cute. I smiled. My high school science project had more processing power. But don't worry, when we acquire your bank next month, we'll upgrade your systems. Acquire our. Dad's voice failed as the implications hit him. Merry Christmas, I called over my shoulder. The property management company will be in touch about your new lease terms. This house's market value just increased significantly. Having a quantum industries landmark does that to real estate. One moment, I said to my security team, turning back for one final revelation. The helicopter's quantum engines hummed above, casting blue light across what remained of Christmas dinner. You know what the funniest part is? I picked up Victoria's abandoned champagne glass. All those society events you dragged me to hoping I'd network with the right people? Mom straightened in her chair, perhaps hoping this was a concession. We only wanted you to meet successful people, dear. Successful? I laughed, projecting a new set of holograms. Let's talk about your definition of success. Images filled the air, charity galas, board meetings, country club gatherings. In each one, a quiet figure in simple clothes stood in the background, largely ignored. That's. Victoria leaned forward, squinting. That's you. At every major financial event for the past 6 years, I confirmed. While you were all networking with middle management, I was quietly buying their companies. The Bloomberg broadcast shifted to footage of global stock exchanges. Breaking. Market surge as quantum industries revelation sends shockwaves through financial sector. That exclusive banking summit last summer? I turned to Dad. When you were so proud to be seated at the main table. I owned the building. And the bank. And the technology running both. Dad's hands trembled as he reached for his wine. All this time. And Victoria's awards ceremony at Morgan Stanley? I continued. The one where you told everyone I was still finding myself? I was there to evaluate which divisions to keep after our acquisition. Victoria's perfect composure cracked completely. Acquisition. Tomorrow's announcement. I nodded. Quantum Industries is absorbing several major investment banks. Only the best performers will keep their positions. I gave her a pointed look. Better update your resume. James stood up, desperation evident. Catherine, be reasonable. We're family. Family. I activated another holographic display. Like when you told the venture capital firm I was playing entrepreneur? That firm now manages a small portion of my personal portfolio. The portion that's worth more than your entire career's earnings. The security team's quantum earpieces pulsed with incoming messages. Tokyo was getting impatient. But let's talk about the future. I set down the champagne glass. Since you're all so interested in my career now. Mom leaned forward, pearls clicking anxiously. Of course we are, darling. We always have been. Really? I pulled up more records. Like when you refused to attend my first quantum computing presentation. It was the same day as Victoria's tennis match, as I recall. That was years ago, Mom protested weakly. 6 years, 2 months and 14 days, I specified. The day I demonstrated the technology that would revolutionize global finance. But please, tell me more about Victoria's tennis serve. The Bloomberg ticker continued scrolling. Quantum Industries' market cap exceeds combined value of top 5 investment banks. You know what I learned from this family? I surveyed the wreckage of Christmas dinner. That true power isn't in knowing the right people. It's in owning their entire infrastructure. Dad's banking pride made one last attempt. Now see here, young lady. Young lady. I cut him off. Would you address any other trillionaire that way? The room went silent. Even the helicopter's hum seemed to pause. Trillionaire? James stammered. Bloomberg's numbers are outdated, I explained, pulling up my real-time net worth. They don't include our quantum currency division or the new AI platforms. As of... I checked my watch. For minutes ago, Quantum Industries' total value exceeded $3 trillion. Victoria's Cartier bracelet slipped from her limp wrist, clattering onto the table. But don't worry, I continued. You'll all get invitations to our annual shareholders meeting. Very exclusive. Though you might need to liquidate some assets for the minimum investment requirement. How much? Mom whispered. $5 billion, I smiled. Per seat. But I'm sure Victoria's partner salary can cover it. Eventually. The security team moved forward. Ms. Harrison, Tokyo trading opens in 30 minutes. Of course, I nodded. Can't keep the global markets waiting. Unlike family dinner, trillions in transactions actually require punctuality. I headed for the door, then paused. Oh, and Mom? Those pearls you're so proud of. She touched them reflexively. Yes. I own the company that makes them now. Along with most of the luxury brands in your closet. Consider this your employee discount notification. The helicopter's searchlight illuminated the dining room one last time, casting harsh shadows over their shocked faces. The quantum processors hummed louder, drawing power from calculations that were reshaping the global economy even as we spoke. Merry Christmas, I called out. The property managers will send the new lease agreement tomorrow. I hear the market rate for quantum computing landmarks is quite high these days.